I wanted to share a common misperception about earned media. When you talk with editors or reporters from the Wall Street Journal, US News and World Report, the Chicago Tribune, or Fierce Healthcare, or anything in a vertical like healthcare or consumer packaged goods or sports or entertainment, any of them, there are lots of nuances for whether your story will be considered newsworthy to their readers or viewers. Number one, they don't care about you or your organization at first. You must convince them of the bigger picture and what your solution or service or product does to help the greater public or a specific audience. This is the why those reporters and editors will care. Doing your homework on which outlet and which reporter there is best for your story to land pays off in spades. In fact, it's a must. It's non-negotiable. Next, you want to offer them sources that validate that bigger picture and why it's important. This perception by those other sources are not meant to endorse you or be a testimony for your organization. Quite the opposite. If you do these two things first and well, your solution earns more of a chance to rise to the top of their list of stories because your story appears obvious to why their readers and viewers need to hear it. If you do these two layers well, why it matters and who can vouch for you, you and your organization shine. The public's savvier these days and recognizes when you pay to play and place your story in the news. They're called advertorials and they're not news. Sure, you can say exactly what you want in them, but it's not as believable to the public if they see that you've paid for it. And that's a legal requirement that advertorial or paid advertisement will be listed on a piece that you pay for. Last week, I was talking with a client who's a brilliant founder and a CEO in the diagnostics health space. On LinkedIn was a physician posting for a healthcare foundation about the one issue preventing women's preventative cancer screenings to be more successful at home. So let's go back to that term news. The misconception here is that one, it was LinkedIn, which isn't real news. It's informative and fun and networking, but it's updates from your friends and colleagues and strangers. It is not news as journalism. Journalism is where credentialed professionals are trained to research, analyze, and report the news. The final story has gone through several layers to make it to your eyeballs and your ears daily. Usually those stories include at least two independent outside sources on the topic that often oppose each other or at least provide you some healthy skepticism. It gets you to think, do your own research, and ultimately make your own decisions. The LinkedIn post, when it was further reviewed, unveils that it was a blog post from the foundation posted to LinkedIn to get viewers to their webpage. Informative, yes. Promotional, yes, but not hard-earned news as told by someone unaffiliated with the organization. I'm not knocking blogs or websites. They have a great purpose, but they're not news. People who read, share, and repost their post is great. However, let's be clear, there is only one earned media, and that is legitimately trained and credentialed journalist stories, not a citizen journalist or anyone blogging, no matter their degree or influencer level. It's their opinions only. This reality is why earned media is the most difficult type of media to manage. It's not guaranteed and you can't control the timing unless possibly it's breaking news. That might affect more people. From your story idea to the time a story is published by a journalist and even afterwards, shared with your networks, and even then you may have to buy the rights to share that story or at a minimum, credit the story to the original source of that news outlet. So don't be fooled by the term news. Be careful what you call news when this term is tossed around. A press release and a blog post are one way from the organization to the public. They have not been scrutinized or reported officially. They are not news in the professional sense of the word. I hope this video cleared a misperception. Put all of your stories, ideas through a journalistic lens. I promise it makes them more credible, believable, sourceable, with validated statistics and numbers that prove what you do works. And as a leader, storytelling this way moves your goals forward for more investment, strategic partners, and customers who don't yet know they needed your solution. But soon they will, I promise.